It seems like there's some error in the streaming through the apps, but it's okay, I think, since we got the recording in progress. So maybe we'll just, post the recording afterwards. So right now we will just going through with only the Zoom, but not through the app streaming. Yeah, it seems like there's some problem in the connection with the system stream, but it's fine. So it's already 8 p.m. and it seems like the camera got a little bit of delay. I hope my sound got delivered right. The message get to deliver correctly. If you guys cannot hear very, very fluently and if there's any lagging, do let me know, yeah? Yeah, what a wonderful trades for today. Also, a very comfortable 1 to 2 hour, and I make two trades for the gold for today. And yeah, it's quite good. I make a screenshot of the result of my trading result. One shot at the top, and then another long when it come back up. Very beautiful trades. So a very good two trades for today, and I will call it a day for the gold day trading. And both of them is 1 to 2 hour. But that is not the topic for today. We're just waiting for the others to get in. So just chit chat a bit before that. And today we will talk about Tesla and NVDA. So we would like to talk about from different aspects. How do we analyze Tesla and NVIDIA? From fundamentals, the future aspect, and also the evaluations, and also also the chart. We'll go through the chart also, and we have talked about doing the longs, the call options at the bottom when Tesla hit the what we call the allocation zone of the previous uptrend. And later on, we will go through it bit by bit for Tesla and NVIDIA for today. Since the streaming problem unable to fix right away, then maybe we will just continue like how it is for this for right now. And then later on we will go I will just post the recording through the apps maybe tomorrow. Okay. So let's say on Tesla and Nvidia and how we could look at it. So let's go through one by one. Maybe Tesla first and Nvidia come afterwards. The first thing first is Tesla worth to invest? When we talk about investment and trading, my core principle is always to invest those stock or share that is worth to invest. What does it mean? Which means it have a bright future, it's a diamond in the market, and then it can, bring some actual result through the financial report, but just not bluffing through the mouth and then just drawing biscuits for all the investor and traders. So I would like to buy those company that can do good things, real things, the best things. So I would like to buy those like diamond in the market, which is one of the core principle of the Warren Buffett investment principle. So for Tesla, we can just go through it bit by bit. And let me check on it. So first of all, Tesla, it is it worth to invest? Let us talk about it in very different aspect. The first thing first is, what is the future plan? Okay. And if you do read through about the latest financial report, you can know that Tesla, which is Elon Musk, what you want to do is you want to make AI as a main focus. Meanwhile, the electric car as a support. So first thing first is they switch their focus from electric car to AI. So actually, if you talk about AI, what you want to do is actually two things. First thing is the autopilot things, the auto driving system, which is FDS. And the other thing is the robot, which is Optimus, if I'm not mistaken of the name. FSD, sorry for that. So this is the two things that you want to focus in. For the first one, you want to focus on the full automations pilot, and you want to make the robot taxi become available in near future. And the second thing is you want to generate the robot that can just help us in the household and the other things, the other tasks. So actually, both of them is a very big ambitious, and you can see that from my personal perspective, I think that this is not really a very good approach to do so, because just like when the smartphone get to launch at the beginning, it takes times to just let the market to adapt, let the world to adapt, let the world to accept that this kind of changes happen. Okay. So this thing, actually, I believe that it do have the future, but the problem is, will it reflect on the share price? Will reflect on the result in the near future? Which I don't think so. Just like when laptop or when smartphone is getting invented at the beginning, and also the LED, when they get invented at the beginning, everyone do not accept this kind of new things. They will hard to just adapt to the culture, adapt to the new changes. So it will take times for everything to just get into their world, their mind, bit by bit. And also, personally, I think that Elon Musk is a very good businessman, which he will draw the biscuits in a very good way. And just like he do say about the SpaceX thing, which he want to make the space travel available for everyone, and has been talking about it for a very long time. But until now, we do not see any real applications to our society, to our world. So if anyone around me get to have the chance to have a space travel, then maybe I will just believe on Elon Musk. And also, I experienced the things through the Dogecoin things, which Elon Musk do pull up a lot on the Dogecoin price. And until now, you are still not able to buy a Tesla car with a Dogecoin. So there's still no what we mean by a real use case of the Dogecoin. So even though he has a very good ambitions, but I do think that everything need to take times and need to learn to walk first before you learn to jump. So this thing do have the future, but will it just get to reflect on near future? I don't think so. Okay. So this is my little bit conclusions for the future plan. Bright future, but not now. So if you are a diamond hand and you are going to buy Tesla, based on these kind of things, I would recommend you to buy as a discounted price. And then afterward you can just hold for a very long period, hold for a very long time. And we will also cover on the technical analysis part, which we will mention that what is the price that you need to pay attention to. And here's the thing. If you are going to hold for a very long time, the time frame that you are going to look into will be daily, weekly, and monthly. So this is how the trade is going to be done. If you're going to watch the daily time frame chart, then you are going to hold for weeks. If you are going to watch on the weekly time frame chart, then you are going to hold for months. So this is the relationship in between. When you take a look at the time frame chart, you are going to hold for a larger period, but not as the same period that you look into. So if you take a look at the monthly chart, then probably you're going to hold for years. So this is how it is. So if you are going to trade Tesla or you want to be a fundamental investor of Tesla, then first of all, you can check on the valuations. Afterwards, you can check on the monthly chart to check on what is the price that you can pay attention to. So bright future, but not now. Okay. And yeah, on the financial part, actually the financial goes very well because he do make some changes along, because he make what we call a vertical integrations. What it means is that he tried to make every component of the Tesla part by its own, by itself. So he will just reduce the demands on the supplier. Okay. So once he able to make this kind of vertical integration, he will just cover from a very tiny part until the whole car is being built. In that way, he can greatly reduce the cost and bring up the revenue. But if you are going to trade Tesla or invest on Tesla purely based on the electric car businesses, I will not suggest you to do so. Why? It's because when we talk about the robot taxi things, the robot thing, the AI things, nowadays the Tesla share price already priced in all of these expectations. So you can see that if you just trade the Tesla from the PE perspective, and you will find out that the share price is very expensive because it doesn't just solely reflect on the real business itself, but it reflects on the people expectation, the market expectations. Okay. So even though from financial part it's doing great, it's doing well, but just not as much as the share price go up. So it kind of like a off track in between the relationship between the share price and the real business result. Now let's look into the valuations. I wonder how you guys do valuations. Are you guys going to do the valuations with the old way, which you do the valuations with maybe discounted cash flow, PE, PEG, or dividend growth, or the other methods? Because for me personally, I do not attempt to do it by myself. Kind of like a waste of time to do so, because you need to check all the figures and everything. So personally, I actually will just check on how the others analysts think of Tesla. And you can just remember this website, FinWits. Okay, so this is the valuation part. So you can see that the valuation will change according to the latest news, the latest date. And you can see that on March itself, we do have a lot of what we call the market analysts giving out a new ranking on Tesla. And you can see that the Tesla share price, their target will be vary from 325 to 450. Wow, but there's two ridiculous number in between, which by well figures and also the good ham, which is 130 and 170. So actually, from this onward, from this itself, you can know that how the market is perspective on Tesla. So there are very highly educated people, and they do have very many certificates, and I comparing to you do your own analysis, your own calculations. I would suggest you to just check on their valuations, and maybe you can just take the means, which is the range, and then you found a average point in between. And then if you just check on Tesla share price, nowadays is 280 something, which we are able to catch at the bottom because purely based on the chart analysis previously, if you do follow along. And nowadays is 288. 288. And you can see that 288 actually it already surpassed some of the valuations here, and there's still some room to breathe until 550. But personally, I would think that maybe in between of 350 to 400 is a very good point, optimal point for you to exit, because you are taking the average but not the maximum and the minimum. Okay, so this is the valuation part, vary from 130 to 550. And what else? Already talk about the futures, the real businesses, the valuations. Now we will just talk into the chart, technical analysis. So, like usual, previously when I'm doing this kind of valuations, the first thing first is I always check on what is the price that worth to pay attention to. And you can see that from this upward movement, all the money is allocated along every pricing. And you can see that most of the money actually just accumulated around these three areas. And it come back to retest and going up. So what happened here is, in this uptrend movement, money start to flow in. And you can see that majority of the people is having their entry point around 220. And when it dropped from the top and it hit their entry point, what happened is people will get panic. When they get panic, they will just find more money to support their positions. to push the pricing go up again and again. So actually this the first level that I have been paying attention to is actually this area when it first dropped. But when it dropped, it just closed be under the allocation zone. Can you see that? Unlike what happened here, is that it's never close, it break and close below. So when it break and close below, actually there's still a chance for it to go up, but it need to form a higher low for it to go up. But what happened here is that it break and didn't form another higher low. So the shift of structure here failed and the downtrend movement get to continue. This is how you analyze the chart. And you can see that this is very clearly that is the downtrend and the market structure switch from here. And what happened at the bottom is that it come back to test for the first time, go up, and test for the second time, didn't able to make it a break. Now it's going up. So the first pricing, if you already get in at the bottom, is that you can pay attention to the price around the trend line. So if it is able to break the trend line and make a higher low, then this will be a very beautiful story to tell. But what is the price that you need to pay attention to is actually the allocation zone for this downward movement. So this is actually a very critical zone for you to pay attention to, which personally, I would prefer to just exit all of my positions right away here if it's able to make a continuous move upward. So I will not attempt to target at the previous high, but I will target on this level. So if you already missed the bottom here, what you can do is that you wait until the break of structures, the sweep of structures, and then for a retest to get in. Or you can wait for a larger pictures, double bottom. But make sure that you wait for it to respond up before you get in. When it first touching this level, you don't just get in blindly. Okay, you wait until it form maybe a sweep of structures or a bottom structure at a lower time frame. Since we are looking at daily, maybe you can check for 1 hour or 4 hours. And if there is a structure here, then you are able to enter right away. But what if it breaks this level and continue to move down? Then what is the price that you can pay attention to? Oh, so now it's already trying to just testing on this level, which accumulated for around 3 years and able to reject on this level and standing above. Let's see if there is any area that you want to pay attention to. Which is this area. If it's able to break this level, then it's going to be so low. But I don't think this is a very realistic number to go because there is still some actual result back on its share price. So this is what happened when the earning is released. Because this upward movement already priced in the robot things and the AI thing, which it doesn't reflect purely based on the result. So what happened is when the result didn't meet the expectations or didn't surprise the forecast way more than they expected, it will just come back and then hit what we call a fundamental value of the company itself. So nowadays, this looks more like a healthy trend for me, comparing to just pumping without using any brand. This more like a healthy trend for me because it just remove all the noise, all the unrealistic expectations on the futures, and then it come back to where it should be. So this is the price that you can pay attention to, 225 and also 410. 225 for support, 410 for resistance. Okay. Already half an hour. Now we will talk about NVDA. Okay. So for Tesla, have a bright in short is that it have a bright futures and you are able to just buy at the support and then pay attention to if it is able to break the resistance without any rejections happen there. Okay. And when it comes when it is, let's take a average point here for the valuations. Let's do a simple mathematic to check on the average valuations. So the average valuation will be 400.50 summary. Good to buy. Below, good to buy below the valuations. And 225 for support, 410 for resistance. Now we will talk about NVIDIA. Okay. For NVIDIA, actually NVIDIA is a very good business because it actually it bring out real result, because nowadays it's the world of AI and all of the AI they are using NVIDIA technology to do so. But previously we do have the incidents of the DeepSeek, which affect NVIDIA price a lot. Why? It's because of DeepSeek is trying to just achieve the same result as ChatGPT or the others AI like Crowd AI, but using a cheaper GPU. but it's able to do so, and it just make open source resources to everyone. So the threat is actually the DeepSeek. If DeepSeek get to just grab all the market share of the current AI world, the current AI suppliers like ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud.ai, and the others, then the demand then the demand on the on NVIDIA GPU will be reduced a lot. Okay. But actually, what DeepSeek wants is different from what the others AI wants. The other AI is trying to pursue a path of the breakthrough of the technology barrier. Meanwhile, DeepSeek is trying to provide the best services within the current technology barrier. So they are actually targeting on different aspects. So for me personally, I believe that DeepSeek and also ChatGPT, they will do well in both of their area, their things. So this is not a really big potential threat to just pay attention to. So for me, I think that NVIDIA is doing a very solid business, and it will have a very steady growth. So the difference in between Tesla and NVIDIA is one is NVIDIA is very solid and it will have a steady growth. But Tesla, if everything, the future plan come true, like the robot taxis and the robot come true, then it will become the share price will go rocket high. So this is the difference in between. So if you buy in NVIDIA, the risk is smaller, and you can enjoy a very steady upward movement. Meanwhile, for Tesla, it depends. But higher risk, high return. And financial point of view, actually NVIDIA do very well. So you can check on the financial reports. Actually, it's increasing bit by bit very greatly comparing to previous years. Let's see on the valuations. So now you can just check on the valuations. Is the range is a lot tighter when comparing to Tesla. So it means that the market perspective, the market opinion on NVIDIA itself doesn't vary a lot. So the range just keep on tight within that. Let's see on what is the NVIDIA current share price. 120. So you can see that let's check on the lowest number 160 and the highest number 190. Yes, 160 and 190. Make the mathematics simple. So the average I will take it as 175. So whenever is be under 175 is undervalued. So there's still room to growth. Whenever is surplus 175 is overvalued, and you might consider to just exit to just lock in your profit and then just get in when you have a second chance in the future. Now let's look at the chart itself. So this is the zone that I have been drawn for last 12 months. And you can see that when I'm doing this analysis, I draw the boxes for last 12 months, and you can see the price actually accumulated around 90. But if you break it down to just this area, which is the latest uptrend, actually it is making a break and come back. So what happened is, if it's able to make this kind of move in the future, then I'll be interested. First of all, you need to break the previous high so that it make a higher high, and then it make another higher low for the switch of structure to happen and grow up until the valuations of 175. So my personal perspective is, if it's able to just stand above this area, which is around 120, then the chances to have a sweep or structure and the retest of the previous high will be increased. Afterwards, if it's continue to go down, what is the area that you want to pay attention to? Oh, what a low area. Let's then in this case, let's break it down into two. Now you got the zone. Yeah, exactly like what we have been drawn for the last zone, which the accumulated price will be around 90. So my advice to it will be 90 is the support. And then the chances for it to retest the previous high is larger comparing to you just draw a box for this downward movement, because this downward movement actually is not very obvious and is considered a ranging at the top, I would say. So comparing to you draw a box for this downward movement itself, the possibility that it ranging at the top and then retest on the resistance is higher, which is around 149, around 150 for resistance. But if this is able to make a sweep of structures, and then retest on 120, will be interested. So the summary will be a solid business currently undervalued. So this is how it is. This is how I'm doing my own analysis from, first of all, the future perspective, and then I'm checking on the real business. Afterwards, I check on the valuations to make sure that I cover both fundamental and also technical. And I check on the technical analysis. I have my support, I have my resistance. Now I got every figures that I've been looking into. Then here's my summary. What is the area that I need to pay attention to? Is it currently undervalued, overvalued? What should I do? If this is undervalued, then actually it's good to buy. If it is good to buy, what is the price that you need to pay attention to? What is the structures that you need to pay attention to? But this is actually different from day trading. So this will be a very long holding. So make sure that if you're going to buy it with day chart, because we are doing it with day chart, right? See, up there, we are checking on the 1 day chart. So if you are going to do it for the day chart, then you might probably be going to hold for weeks or months. Okay. So this is how it is. Thank you all for joining, and hope to see you guys around maybe next week. Thank you all for joining. Good night, everyone. Do you guys need to make a screenshot or whatever? Because even though you can still check back on the recording in YouTube and also in the apps, but I'll just post for a while for you guys to just log into. So thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoy for today's sections.